you are going to lose quite a few units. That's always going to happen. The biggest thing is, as long as Protoss didn't go up to 3 bases really quick during that, you're still going to be in fantastic shape, because yes, he's killing your queens, but as long as you're 20 to 25 workers ahead and you're mining over 3 bases while your opponent is mining on 2, it's all okay.
The thing that I'm really impressed with some very specific Zerg players these days is, and I talked about it a little bit on Muspelheim, is how we're seeing more and more Zerg players kind of skip that roach phase of the game. Of course, you know, everybody remembers and still probably uses this in their ladder play, the 11-minute max, the 12-minute max, that Stefano style of just big roach play.
I think on a map like Muspelheim it's actually very good, because it's almost impossible for Protoss, unless they stay on two bases for a very long time, which is okay. This is a very quick pull by Red, and that's very unorthodox. I love it when Red is switching it up a little bit, Ben. As you mentioned, you called him before the king of drones, and Red is always the guy who doesn't cheese. Well, now for once he tries it, Ben, and bad luck Brian strikes again as R2 scouts him first with a 9 scout.
That is bad luck for Red. That is a very fast scout. But what Zerg players do achieve, Kevin, by kind of skipping that roach phase, they have so much more gas for infestors and corruptors and broodlords, and it just allows that tech to come into play much earlier on in the game. And I think it's just really interesting how we're seeing that getting more and more explored. I feel like Scarlet and Nurtio are both doing that a lot these days.
I feel that Protoss players got smarter against it as well, because in the old days we always still felt like, okay, they have a lot of roaches, but we still need to go up to 3 bases, otherwise we can't compete. But later on you realize, like, okay, if you're making that amount of roaches, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna make 5 Immortals, I'm gonna make sentries, and then I'm gonna go up to 3 bases. And then basically Zerg is sitting there with 200 supply roaches. I can either trade super inefficiently, or I'm gonna be stuck on 200 roach supply. So it's a combination of both. Zerg players got smarter, Protoss players got smarter.
Now Red went for the early pull this game, but because it was scouted, only making 4 lings, and immediately he will expand. So he's going to pull the switch, or pull the plug, I should say, on whatever kind of aggressive intentions he had, and is instead just going to immediately gear up for probably a double expand once he realizes exactly what he's playing against.
Yep. And the funny thing is, this is not even all that bad for Red, because he goes for such a quick pull. It also means that his first queen is so extremely early, which of course means that he's going to have more larvae available. So at the end of the day, this actually works out quite a bit. And Ben, I hate facing openings like this, because if I don't do anything as Protoss player, I'm going to get links in my base. And if I overreact, Zerg is going to get ahead because they have the quick queen. So I feel that more Zerg players should throw this build in every now and then. Yeah, like, I don't like it. It confuses me, and it certainly panics me quite a bit when you don't scout it immediately. Right now, Arthur saw it with a 9 scout, which is best case scenario ever for a Protoss. But imagine if he would have scouted right top first, then right bottom, and then all the way later on arrives in the left bottom side of the map. That's the moment that 8 links already run to your perhaps Nexus. If you go Nexus before Forge, if you want to cut a corner.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to open. I think the thing that makes it great for Red is the fact that he didn't try to force the whole Zergling pressure idea. He really realized, okay, well, I need to go Echo. I need to go macro style, because I'm not going to do damage after this has been scouted so quickly. Although he does get a very fast gas.
Yeah, he got both extractors actually. I think that Red is up to something funky, Ben. Maybe a Baneling bust.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling as well.
That's what I'm feeling. Arthur is going to scout it right now. He tried to go up in the net. You won't be able to see that. But what he will see is that there are no 3 bases yet for Red. And this is something that, as a Protoss player, that should immediately make you wonder. 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Yes, you had a quick pull, but still, if you wanted to take that base, you would have already had it. So what's going on, and how many cannons shall I get?
Link speed is on the way. Red is still mining gas. I mean, there's going to be some... Ooh, layer. Okay, now he has options here. A couple of them. You can do the Nidus Worm all in, and there is an Overlord in position in the very, very back of Arthur's main. So we could actually be seeing that. 2-base Muta is not unheard of in ZVP also, but it's also not super strong. There's a lot of openings that it's just weak against.
Yep.
Again, Arthur's going to scout and see no 3rd base, so he has to... He's probably really panicking right now. I'm surprised he hasn't added a cannon.
It could still potentially be infested as well, as uncharacteristic of Red as that may be. It's an option, as he's taking both additional extractors in the natural now as well. He's going to have to get those 12 additional links that he has in production right now. His queen is taking a lot of damage, but he will keep it alive due to some nice micro. And as soon as speed is going to kick in, it's going to be Ling infested?
Yeah, I think so. Layer's going to finish up, and I think it is almost certainly going to be Ling Infestor.
He's going to get both these Stalkers, man, with a little bit of a surround, or he might not even have to surround it. Yeah, he will get the surround. Of course, Link's so much quicker than Stalkers. The moment link speed kicks in. Oh, he might. Ooh, that was so close. He was always able to run there. Good warping over here by Arthur, but he might still end up losing this pylon then.
Yeah, not just the pylon. Everything at the front of this wall is going to be under pressure, and if Red can cancel this third base.
Only one. There's only one gate for Arthur. I think that Arthur is going to lose so many minerals over here. Oh, that's an interesting force field.
Red just kill the gateway and then break in. That's
he's going to kill everything.
There, yes, he is. And Arthur does end up canceling. He's going to have to cancel this Nexus as well. It's a big play from Red.
This is a massive play, an extremely massive play. If he arrives 20 seconds later, Ben, this is not happening. Arthur is going to go up to 3 bases. He's going to be comfortable. He's going to take out these rocks. He's going to have sentries. He's going to have those additional gates ready.
Look at this. Arthur's reaction.
Arthur is mad.
Arthur is mad. Throws down 6 gates immediately. So, I suppose it's possible that he'll still just expand, but I don't think that's what we're... Oh, wow. Not with the 7th gate.
Arthur, are you watching? Those rocks are going to die real soon, man. Yeah, there are 2 sentries, but he's going to have to drop really good force with the rocks.
Here comes Red. Force field does kind of go down, but that's
the cannon is going to fall.
That cannon is going to fall. Red doesn't have many upgrades right now. Oh, it's a great force field there from Arthur. That cannon now only able to be hit by a single Zergling at a time. Red really wants to get in here, but he realizes that he's going to have to back off.
No, I think he will go again, man, as soon as the force field expire. Why not? He's gonna. The more sentries he forces, the better it's gonna be. Oh, and the links are gonna stream in right now.
Every single one of these sentries is gonna fall. Arthur does have 7, 8 gates, so he can warp in more sentries.
He will survive, but he's taking so much. Wow, that's a really nice force field.
Oh,
trapped in a cage, man.
Hotel California. And Arthur does eventually clean it up. At what cost? If we look at resources lost, we can see it was very expensive for him.
He also cancelled so many buildings. We shouldn't forget about that. He lost a lot of resources. I mean, cancelling 2, 3 gates, a cannon, a nexus. Well, that's a serious investment, man.
It's going to be a big blink all in from Arthur, and that really plays into Red's hand wonderfully.
I mean, Red, of course, saw, well, he actually saw everything with this Overseer that flew over the main base. So Red knows exactly what he's facing, man. He has infestors already, at least, well, he has quite a few of them, man. He has way more infestors than I thought. This is a really beautiful, uncharacteristic game of Red. You know, I read this suggestion the other day that casters should cast a tournament while the players all play on Smurf names and we have no idea who we're casting and then trying to identify. I would never in a million years say, man, that this Zerg that we just casted was Red. But I think it's awesome to see.
I would probably call this Zerg player.
I would say it's, wait, who am I thinking of? I mean, maybe you would think like maybe Cats or something.
Yeah, Cats, a root Zerg.
Cats, Destiny. If you would have stuck on 21 drones, maybe MoMA.
Now Arthur still has a pretty formidable army here, and he does manage to cause the first fungal to whiff. Still, though, he's all clumped up on this ramp, and Red is going to continue pouring on the pressure. Good blinks from Arthur.
One more fungal,
Red. Sure, does Red have enough? Another big blink, and more of these infestors are going to go down. This is a really critical moment in the game right now. Red just has to muster enough units, and he'll be fine, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. Arthur.
It's a great fungal, but so many stalkers are coming in, man. Well, Red is in serious trouble.
Arthur's just, where is he finding the units? Of course, 8 gates gives him so much production. He has to be purely chrono boosting his gateways. He's not producing anything else right now. His +2 upgrade's about to finish. That's going to help out a lot as well against these Lings of Red, who do not have +2 armor. Uh-oh, Red. Things are getting a little bit dicey, Kev.
Getting very, very dicey as Red only has 44 drones remaining right now. A lot of roaches are in production, but he lost all his infestors. He only has 1 fungal left. Archer's just going to be able to micro blink stalkers. I cannot believe that Archer just made this work against all those infestors.
Unbelievable. Really, there were a couple of key blinks in there where he dodged some fungals. And Red is forced to tap out.
Unbelievable.
GG. Arthur wins it with micro. Really, really impressive there. Red played just a perfect game. And
I don't think that Red should have ever worried about that fort base. Like, just hold on a little bit. Even if he would have lost that fort, even if he would have taken serious damage on his third, with all those infestors there, the moment he has units to protect those infestors, there was absolutely no problem.
Arthur was all in, man. All Red had to do was defend once, and he would have been through it. But
Arthur was really forcing it immediately. He saw those infestors, and Red, instead of like trying to stall more time, he's like, I can probably, I should be able to do this. And he dropped fungals. A couple of the fungals were really good, but a lot of those units survived on low HP as well. Man, that's crazy. I could have sworn this game was over.
Really nice game. Arthur evens up the series. Scores now 1-1. That last game, guys, brought to you by Squarespace. All the tools you need to build your own compelling web page. Wow. For a promotional discount on your own Squarespace software, head over to nasl.tv/p/Squarespace. Short commercial break, and then the rubber match, Rhett versus Arthur, game number 3, when we get back.